Excitation that the striker might be headed to the Emirates Stadium in the summer has been stirred by the agency of Benjamin Sesko, an Arsenal transfer target. Following his impressive performance in the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig, Sesko, 20, has been linked to a summer transfer to the Premier League. The striker has scored in his past 4 games and in his 15 goals in his rookie season in Germany. It is believed that Chelsea is interested in addition to Arsenal. After Christopher Nkunku's debut season in England was marred by injuries, Mauricio Pochettino's team is in desperate need of a new striker ahead of the next campaign. The summer will see the activation of the Slovenian international's £43 million release clause in his Red Bull Arena contract. According to reports, Sesko may be considered a steal for the Gunners when compared to the transfer costs of over £100 million required to sign Ivan Toney or Victor Osimhen. In recent weeks, Mikel Arteta's team has placed Kai Havertz in charge at centre forward. In 12 Premier League games since the 6-0 victory over West Ham, the £65 million acquisition has 8 goals and 5 assists. But in the summer, Edu Gaspar is anticipated to have a new striker on his transfer wish list. Transfer preparations are also moving forward off the field, even though there is still a lot to play for. Recently, Elvis Basanovic, the agent of Sesko, shared a photo of himself at the Emirates Stadium. Sesko is represented by Basanovic's agency Pro Transfer. Basanovic attended last week's London Derby victory over Chelsea from the members-only lounge the VW. Prior to the summer, Edu has already verified that the team has determined who their targets are. In a February interview, he told TNT Sports, "We already have our aims established, so we know what we're going to face. I understand why the fans are asking for a number 9. We are now creating chances and scoring goals, so I wouldn't be concerned. The goal is to strive for annual improvement. Since we're currently in a good place, this will require gradual improvement." In the North London Derby on Sunday, Mikel Arteta's team achieved a highly significant victory, but it does not mean anything. Thanks to their game in hand, Manchester City is still the favourite to win the championship, indicating that there is still a significant difference between the two clubs. In the forthcoming summer transfer window, Arsenal is anticipated to be quite busy and is likely to add a new forward to strengthen their attack. A couple of Arsenal players might have to leave before then, and Romano has now provided an update on one of them. Declan Rice and the Englishman were both released by Chelsea years ago. That's when the Gunners grabbed him. Nketiah was always a productive striker in his youth. And when he made his way into the senior squad, everyone anticipated he would have a successful career. But in terms of priority at Arsenal, the striker behind Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and possibly even Leandro Trossard. Due to this, there has been more conjecture on his future, and several teams, notably Crystal Palace, have been mentioned as potential suitors for him this summer. Nketiah's future has now been updated by Romano. When the summer transfer window opens, the 24-year-old has a concrete possibility of leaving Arsenal, according to the journalist. "I think there's a concrete possibility that he could move on," he said in his daily briefing, and he's always had plenty of interest from clubs in the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Nketiah may have to make way for Arsenal, who are looking for a possible new addition up front and already have Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and Leandro Trossard who can also play there. In the past, West Ham, Crystal Palace, and Borussia Mönchengladbach have all expressed interest in the player. Let's see if any of these teams make a proposal this summer. Eddie Nketiah's time at Arsenal is over. The Englishman can score goals for most teams because he is a very talented player. But he just doesn't mesh with the way Arsenal plays or the caliber of players ahead of him. The Eagles have long admired Nketiah, who has been called unbelievable in training by Gabriel Jesus, Haters TV. He is coveted by Crystal Palace. Although it won't be simple. It would be possible to provide Palace Nketiah in addition to money in return for Mikel Arteta, a player who has been strongly linked to a transfer to Arsenal. On their way to a 3-2 triumph at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg gave the Gunners an early lead by putting the ball in his own net from a corner. Speaking exclusively to Tottenham News, King expressed his surprise at the way the Arsenal manager and his set-piece coach responded, given the way the goal was scored. King remarked, "I was astounded by Arteta's and his coaching staff's response to that first goal. It was an unfortunate own goal which didn't need to be over-celebrated. Whether Arteta and his staff over-celebrated or not, they still left with the 3 points, and nothing will change that. Tottenham must now respond and ensure they finish the season strong with 2 big games to come this week. You don't practice for things like that. You don't need a set-piece specialist for that to happen." Spurs will have a chance to bounce back from their loss to Arsenal in the next 7 days when they travel to Stamford Bridge and Anfield. In other Tottenham news, an update on Aston Villa has prompted the club to decide on a transfer. Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe for more videos. Goodbye.